It was first in 2015 when Hyundai launched their game-changer SUV, the Creta. Following that, in 2020, they launched the redesign and the updated version, and now in 2024, Hyundai has launched the facelifted version of the Creta. And let's take a look at this new model up close and see what all design elements and what all features are new in the all-new Hyundai Creta. Welcome to Drive Spark. I'm Vedant Jouhari and this is the Hyundai Creta Facelift. So starting off with the front end, as you can see, it is fully redesigned. There is not a single design element that we've seen on the previous version, as Hyundai has completely revamped their model in the compact SUV segment. So starting off with the front end up close, we have these uniquely designed TRLs on the top with this horizon light bar connecting it from the left and the right. And below that, we have a quad beam headlight, and quad beam because there are two layers, and in each layer there is a separation in the middle. Now, just below the DRLs that we have these three lights, and that is not a DRL. These are actually indicators, and not just a regular indicator. These are sequential indicators. The grille that we have is also been completely redesigned. It comes with a much more bolder look, a much more muscular look, and below that also the bumper that we have is also made to look much more stronger and give the car a much more rugged look to it. Now the bonnet that we have has also been designed to enhance the whole visual aspect of the Creta, and it comes with two very slight elevations in the center with 3 depressions throughout. Now this not only adds a visual aesthetic, it also creates a much more stronger look and gives the car a more sporty aesthetic. So now moving on to the side design of the Creta, we have 17-inch diamond cut alloy wheels, and the tire size is a 215/60 R17. We have the gearbox mentioned over here, which is an automatic. We are driving a 6-speed automatic, a diesel powertrain. I'll come to the whole powertrain figures when I'm actually driving the car. On the side view mirror, we have an integrated indicator, again creating a visual aesthetic and just enhancing the entire look of the car. So on top of the door, we have this really nice brushed aluminium finish spanning all across the side view, and we have it on the roof rails as well. Beyond that, we have chrome finished door handles, and we also have a button over here to unlock and lock the doors. Taking a look at just the side design of the car, as you can also see, it looks much more rugged. It looks much more stronger than the previous version of the Creta, and the length of the car has also been increased by 30 millimeters. Now this is also to create rear passenger comfort, and I'll show you that once I sit in the rear seat of the car. Now the rear door handles that we have also comes in a chrome finish, but here we don't get the button to lock or unlock. So coming to the rear design of the Creta, as you can see, the rear also has a few design elements that have been changed from the previous versions. So starting off, it comes with this really nice looking brake light in this reverse L shape, and it also spans across the whole rear, coming into the right side of the car as well. As we had a horizon light in the front, we have the horizon brake light in the rear. Now that term is just given by Hyundai to call the connecting light bar that we have. Now beyond that, we have this integrated roof spoiler in the same color as the rest of the car, and just under the roof spoiler we have a third brake light. We have the Hyundai badging over here, and something really interesting about this Hyundai badging is it doesn't jut out. Even if you run your finger over it, it's placed behind a certain layer. That is something we haven't seen on most cars nowadays. So we have the Creta badging at the rear, and we also have the variant that we're driving, which is the SX variant. The SX variant is the top end variant of the Hyundai Creta. Then beyond that, at the bottom of the rear bumper, we have another light, and this is for a reverse light. So when we switch the car to reverse, this light pops out in white, which is pretty normal. Then beyond that, we have sensors located all in the rear of the car for your reverse parking sensor and for your ADAS features. Now the ADAS features, again, I'll come to once I'm actually sitting inside the car. So now coming to the boot space of the Creta, pretty big boot space of 433 liters. Now this can also be further enhanced by putting our rear seats down, and the rear seats come in a 40-60 split. So we can either put one side down or both sides down just to create that extra storage space that we require. However, if you do put the rear seats down, you'll only be able to accommodate 2 passengers in the car. So now let's take a look at the interiors of the Creta and see what all design elements have changed inside the car. As we step into the rear seat of the Creta, firstly, as I mentioned earlier, they've increased the length of this car by 30 millimeters. Now, for that, they've also increased the under-thigh seating space, the under-thigh support, by a few millimeters to provide that extra comfort that you need. The Creta also comes with this sunshade only in the rear though. We don't have this feature in the front. So beyond that, we have seat pockets located behind the driver's seat and the passenger seat. We have two air vents, two Type-C chargers, a small storage unit over here for when you're charging your phone if you want to keep it down. Also, we have perforated seats, we have adjustable headrests, and it also comes with this cushion over here, providing that extra comfort that you need when you're resting your head. Also, it comes with 3-point seat belts for all 3 seats, and it also comes with ISOFIX mounts for if you have a child on board. Beyond that, we have a small storage space for your water bottle over here, and a small storage space located on the door handle as well. Also, it comes with a center armrest with 2 cup holders. And one more thing is, you can also pull down your seat to actually access the boot from here itself. So that is a really cool feature that they've incorporated. Now let's take a look at what's there in the front of the car. I'm seated in the front seat of the Hyundai Creta, and let's see what all is new. So starting off, we have 4 AC vents, one on the passenger side, 2 in the center and one on the driver's side. We have all our controls located right below our center AC vents for your blower control, your infotainment system control. Then we have our driving modes located over here with our traction control settings, a wireless charger, a USB-A port and a 12-volt charger. The Creta also comes with ventilated seats, and we have those controls located for the driver's side right next to the driver's seat, and for the passenger located right next to the passenger seat. Also comes with 2 bottle holders in the center. A very good looking gear lever, a very sporty looking gear lever, and it comes with your electronic parking brake. It comes with an auto hold button. Also, on the driver's side of the car, we have a few buttons, and that's to switch off your traction control, auto start stop, to control the height of your lights, and a few others. Then beyond that, we have a small storage space located right in front of the passenger seat over here. A glove box with a huge amount of storage space, and it has an option to cool the glove box as well. Then in the center, we have another storage space located right here. And now coming to the steering wheel of the new Creta. Well, firstly, the tactile feel of this is wonderful. It's super comfortable, it doesn't hurt your hand. It does come a little weighted, and that's because it needs to fare with the performance of the car. And then beyond that, the buttons that we have on this are what you see on most cars nowadays. You have volume control to control settings on your infotainment system. You have the option to pick up or cut a call. Then you have your few ADAS function, the controls for that on this, and a few others. Also, it comes with paddle shifters, as you have an option to switch this into a manual mode. And when you switch this into a manual mode, automatically the car goes into a sports mode. So the new Creta comes with a connected infotainment system and an instrument cluster, and both the screens are a 10.25-inch screen. Now it also comes in a sort of curved design, and that's again to enhance the view, to make the visibility much easier, especially for the driver while they're driving. So coming to the features and the options that we have on this. So on the instrument cluster that we have 3 different displays. One is for your eco, one is for your regular driving mode, and one is for your sports driving mode. So depending on the mode you choose, the display will change. So on the instrument cluster, we get a lot of readings, such as a digital speedometer if you want that. It shows you your current trip, all the details of your current trip, how long you've been driving, how far you've gone for. It also shows you another reading, such as the details from your last reset to your current reset, how long you've driven, again the distance you've driven, the time you've taken to drive that. Then beyond that, it also shows you a few of your ADAS features, such as your blind view monitoring. So when you switch on the indicator, depending on the left or the right, you either get to see the left blind spot of the car or the right blind spot of the car. Moving to the infotainment system, firstly, it's a touchscreen infotainment system with an option to also use the buttons. But on the infotainment system, you get a whole lot of features such as media connectivity. You also, something super interesting is that you get JioSaavn also on this, and if you buy the Creta and if you opt for it, you get a 1-year pro membership on JioSaavn, and you can also sync your playlists on that. So that is a super cool feature that they've also incorporated in this. Then beyond that, you also get your 360-degree view, your reverse parking view, and that. So also, I forgot to mention, on the instrument cluster, it also shows you your front collision warning. So when you're getting really close to a car ahead of you, you get an alert, and on your instrument cluster you get a reading that warns you that there's a vehicle in front and that your front collision warning is coming into play. So when your front collision warning comes into play, your car automatically stops by itself. You don't need to press the brakes. Moving on, the rear view mirror that we have has a few buttons on it, such as an SOS button, your roadside assistance, and the Hyundai Blue Link connectivity. Beyond that, at the top we have a panoramic sunroof, and it is absolutely beautiful. It opens out completely, and with the touch of a button, the shade opens up, and then after that the sunroof opens as well. You don't need to keep pressing the button or keep fiddling with it for it to open out. So that is really cool. One final thing in the inside is you get an adjustable steering wheel. It's only up and down, there's no telescopic adjustability, but that's there. Also, the driver's side seat gets an 8-way adjustable seat that's up, down, front, back. You can also tilt the seat to your comfort. So this was the interior of the Hyundai Creta, and now let's take a look at how the car actually performs and what the powertrain is of this Creta. So now we're seated inside the Hyundai Creta Facelift, and let's see how the car performs. So we are in the 1.5 litre diesel engine with the 6-speed automatic setting. It comes with an output of 116 PS and 250 Nm of torque. It comes with 3 driving modes, Eco, Normal and Sport. And it comes with 3 traction control settings, which is snow, mud and sand. So in terms of performance, right now I'm driving it on sports mode, and if I just step on it, as you can see, it just pulls. So the power band is between 2,500 to 3,500. So you really feel the power kick in at that. And plus, especially when you're using the paddle shifters, even though it's an automatic transmission, not a TCT, it still shifts relatively quick. Not instant, but there is a 0.2, 0.3 second lag, but that's about it. You don't feel uncomfortable, and the car just feels natural. On top of that, so coming to the safety features, the Creta comes with level 2 ADAS, which means it incorporates cameras and radars all over the car to give us utmost safety. And a few features that come with level 2 ADAS is your dynamic cruise control, which basically means once you set your cruise control, using all the radars, using all the other ADAS functions, it will sense what's there in front of you and it will automatically brake. But even while braking, it will bring you back to the speed you set your cruise control at without you having to press the accelerator. So that's what the dynamic cruise control does. On top of that, it has your regular lane departure warning, lane keep assist, front collision warning, blind spot assist, and those features, along with a lot more features. So then when you're driving, your paddle shifters are placed in the most convenient position. All your controls on the hand are right there, and even your voice control settings are all located right here. It's a multilingual voice control. You can use it to open the sunroof, close the sunroof, to play your music, to answer calls, and a lot more. Then on top of that, on the right side, we have the small patch located here, and that is something that we have really not seen in almost any car that's there in the market right now, and that's a magnetic holder. So what's a magnetic holder for, you might be wondering, in a car? Well, for example, if you're going to office, if you have an important meeting or something, you can always keep a note, hit a magnet on that so that it's right there in your field of vision. And then on top of that, you can keep a family photo. If you're a family person, you can keep a family photo there. Whatever you want to stick up, you can just hold it there with a magnet and it'll stay. So coming to the braking, so the car incorporates all 4 disc brakes, really good on Hyundai's part, as it helps in stopping the car when you're doing higher speeds, and it gives you that sharper bite. However, the moment you start driving it, you do feel the brakes to be a little sensitive, but over time you do get used to it and it gets normal. Then on top of that, the maneuverability of this car is really good. So the suspension setup is on the stiffer side, but for the performance that you get from this, you do need a slightly stiffer suspension. A softer suspension would cause way too much body roll, and in some situations, if you're cornering aggressively, it will cause understeer. Having that slightly harder suspension setup, the maneuverability of this car is top notch. You can throw it into a corner and it'll hold. You can go in and out of lanes without having to think twice. But when you do get to a patch which is a little bumpy, you do feel slight discomfort, but that gets negated because of the seats. The seat comfort on this is tremendous. It is super comfortable, and right now I'm sitting with the ventilated seats on and I am in bliss. I don't want to get out of the driver's seat at all. So all in all, that was the driving impression of the new Hyundai Creta Facelift, and I am thoroughly impressed with this. So this was the Hyundai Creta Facelift. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and do let us know what your favorite feature is on the facelifted Creta. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. My name is Vedant Jouhari, signing out.